let's do this. You ready?
Is red is all over, buddy?
Okay. Let's just pray this doesn't fall. Okay.
What episode is this?
This is 7.
The number of completion.
7. ESPN Diocho.
Welcome to ESPN Diocho. No, that's 8.
It was a joke because that was from
Welcome to ESPN D. Siete.
7. D7.
We're bilingual as well for our Espanol viewers.
And now they know that we are morons.
Hi. Hey, girls and boys.
So glad we're finally starting.
Yeah, it's only
That was a debacle.
77 minutes of arranging the camera and lighting and drinking coffee.
And dropping soy candle wax.
You know, I just was...
And breaking the chair.
I broke the chair, but just to be fair, here goes the camera. Here goes the camera. Hold on. Watch it!
No!
But I did a push-up to circumvent breaking the chair, so I feel skinny again. So.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Everything was ridiculous.
So now we have less time. Okay, hey Shannon.
Hi.
We're just going to keep an eye on the camera, and if it falls, it falls. How was your week this week? How are you doing?
I am doing good. This week has been crazy, but I'm good. We finally got Steven's house up. The renter is in it, and my sanity is also back in me. So that's good. And, yeah, we've had a lot of stuff going on. What about you?
Good week. This is our first full week of homeschooling and Mother's Day out for Elijah. So it's been kind of crazy, but it's been a good week. You know, nobody's dead. So
those kids made it through, huh?
Yeah, the blood of the lamb.
Come on.
So, yep. Okay.
God has greater plans for them.
To not let them die under my watch for another week. All right.
Yeah.
So, how about the healthcare thing? How's that? Health.
Well, our
wellness?
healthcare industry is
Shut up. I mean, your
me
reversing
personally.
of the diabetes.
Okay, so let's
Here
get down
she
to brass
goes.
tacks here, guys.
Gotta get her legs situated.
Okay, so ran out of test strips and totally
pregnancy test strips, right?
that would be like Sarah having a baby at this point. So anyway, anywho, ran out of test strips, so I wasn't able to test my blood sugar for a week. And so during that time, I just felt so good. I kept thinking, well, obviously my blood sugar, it might not be where it's supposed to be, but is making its way. And so anyway, I finally got some test strips yesterday, or the day before yesterday, and I tested my blood sugar, and it was actually normal after eating, and I was like, what is this? I'm a normal boy, normal human being. I'm a real boy.
Real boy.
Pinocchio reference. So anyway, then I woke up yesterday morning and took my blood sugar, and it was 139, and it's not supposed to be over 100. So it was like, you know what, let's just burn this whole house down.
So you tore your garments and threw ashes.
Yes, there was, yes,
The
it was
ash
bad.
throwing.
It was bad.
Yeah.
And I had a moment where I was like, just screw this. But I have not had a moment up until then where I was just like, I'm just going to go eat a brownie or anything. I'm not even tempted because I want to get rid of this stuff. And yesterday morning, it's funny because I wasn't tempted to cheat. I was just tempted to quit. It was like, screw this. Just take care of your body and just move on. Don't even try to get rid of this business because it's going to be here forever. I started talking to myself about all this stuff. And then it was like, you know what? You've only given it 12 days. How do you even know what your body can do? You've never gone longer than 15 days. So anyway, decided to keep going for it and not quit. I don't know, there's a scripture or something about that. So anyway, this morning I woke up and took my blood sugar, and it was 124, which is only 24 points off the mark. So compared to 79, I feel like I'm doing better. So
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you care if I share with them what I shared with you?
not at all.
So I read her blog post yesterday, and if you haven't read it, go back and read it. It's titled, what's it entitled?
I'm like this chicken.
I'm like this chicken, yes. There's a picture of a chicken, like, that's been
Died fighting.
roasted with its leg, like, sticking up, like it was kicking and it died. So anyway, when I read that, okay, pause everything. So one of my strengths is input. So basically, I am a hoarder of information. It doesn't mean that I'm smart, And it doesn't mean that I'm wise, but it means that
And it doesn't mean we apply it either. Because
Right.
I have input too.
to ourselves, but we might apply it to other situations. But anyway, so anything that I read or whatever, I just kind of file it away in the old Rolodex up here. So anyway, there is something that I know about diabetes, even though I don't have it, that I read. Sometimes when you're eating lower carb and you're fasting and you're really actively trying to get your blood sugar under control and your insulin levels and whatnot, your body stores sugar everywhere.
I got sugar in my earlobes.
She got sugar in her eyeballs. So what will happen is as she's fasting and as she's eating lower carb, her body's using that extra sugar, and then it taps, and as she's eating lower sugar, it uses what's already in her body. So there's stored sugar in areas such as her liver. So she's fasting, and while she's fasting, her blood sugar might rise temporarily and stay elevated because all of those stored sugars are coming out. So when she tests her blood sugar, which is a good thing to keep an eye on the numbers, don't be alarmed if when you've been doing the right thing, your numbers test higher, because that's pulling all of that sugar out of those inner organs. And so she's really doing the right thing. And that's the danger with when we're doing what we're doing, looking at everything by itself. You need to look at the entire picture, the context. So like when you've been working out, consistently eating well or whatever, and the scale might rise a little bit, that doesn't always mean that you've put on fat. It takes 3,500 calories to gain 1 pound of fat. 3,500 calories to gain 1 pound of fat, and it takes that much to lose it. But water, it depends on so many factors. So if you take that by itself, it's not good. If you take just the numbers by itself, it may not be good to do that. So look at the whole picture. She was doing what she's supposed to be doing. The numbers were higher. Research shows just to keep doing. We're about to fall again. The research shows to keep doing what you're doing. So anyway, I told her she's doing a great job and stick with it, and I'm glad that you didn't quit, because
Well, and you had a similar situation just with the weight aspect of it.
for sure. So my week has been really good. I'm proud to say I've just been working out, eating well. I haven't cheated, so to speak, because I talked about last week, I hate that term, cheat, because like this is just food. It's not a test of my moral character. But anyway, I've been doing every single thing that I know I'm supposed to be doing, but yet the scale isn't moving, or it's moving very marginally. But I've really been killing it in the gym. So upping my weights and really pushing through. When I'm running, I'm crushing it like in a great way, and I'm so proud of that. But the scale is not moving. My clothes are fitting a little more comfortably. Granted, it's only been for me 11 days because I started a little bit after her. My clothes fit a little more comfortably. I feel great. But the scale's not moving, and so it's been super tempting to try to go into defeat, feeling defeated and just like whatever. But I know that I'm doing the right things, and at the end of the day, you know, with that silly goal, whether I hit it or not, it doesn't matter, because I'm setting a great example for the kids, for myself, and I'm actually gonna go a little bit further into it and say this week has been the best week mentally for me. I said last week, I kind of confessed that I like squats. I really like squats. I love squats. It's just so fun, like just that feeling. I don't know, I'm crazy. But I meant to pull it up for you guys. So another thing, and it's not a commercial, and Nike has not paid me, but Nike, since you're watching, because I know that Nike is watching, I absolutely love the Nike Running Club app. I don't know if you guys can see that, Nike Run Club. That's what I'm using to run. Get it? You good? Because I'm not a runner. I'm not a runner. I'm not one of those girls. But I've done 2 half marathons, and I've done a slew of 5Ks. And for me, yes, learning to run physically is a thing, but it's all in my head. It's all in my head. And so they have these guided runs on that app that whether you're doing an easy run, a short run, they've got 5-minute runs on there. Today I did a tempo run, which is so fun. It's intervals, and it's really fast, and then it's slow, and then it's really fast, and then it's like sort of fast, and so they change up. But
It's called Nike what?
Nike Run Club.
Run Club.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's the actual. Hold on. That's the app right there. Right there. NRC. I know that looks crazy. NRC. But anyway, get in there. Oh, it's gonna fall. It's gonna fall. So anyway, do it. So, and then you get in here and do guided runs. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on. Gotta focus. Guided runs right there in the middle. And the coaches talk to you through the whole thing. So I still have my music going, but the coach talks to you, and it actually automatically lowers your music, talks to you, and then brings your music back up, and they're guiding you through the whole thing. So and they know when it's harder. So today, like I said, I did those tempo run or the speed runs. So on the harder intervals, he's like, I know you're tired and you're going just as fast now as you did on your first interval. Just let's just set it.
You want to just start over?
Nope. I don't want to.
I can't get it off the thing. All right, how are we here?
Just
oh,
that.
goodness. Oh, goodness.
That's fine enough. It's all right. Okay, so anyway.
Enjoy Jesus Calling, everyone.
I'm like, ew. Oh. Anyway, so that's a great app, and I just want you to know that it's so good mentally. So that's where I've been this week, is just when I go to work out at 5:40 in the morning, hey guys, I don't know, it's all mental. It's mental. So I can do anything as long as I get a hold of the thoughts in my brain. And going on to say, it's overflowing to the other areas of my life. So I find myself saying things to my children like, no, you can do this. It's hard right now, and just take a break from it or whatever. Just getting those thoughts taken captive, which the scale can never move, but
yeah,
you know, it feels good. So what do you want? You want to come?
I was going to just do this right here.
Man.
Because
Oh, that's good.
we've got to get better at this.
Yep. That was good.
I
Hey,
like
y'all.
us. Okay, we're good. We're
So
good.
anyway, that's the update of how I'm doing this week, and it's all in my brain, and I love it. Lord,
Yeah.
I can do anything.
So at Orange Theory, the thing that I do, that's basically what our runs are. So we get 23 minutes on the treadmill, and that's basically what they are. And that has been the catalyst for me wanting to start running again. Although I'm coming to realize I'm just not good at it, but that's okay, because I still like to do it. So I also like to sing. That doesn't mean that everyone should hear me.
That you can. Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, the one thing about me, like I said, I've done all these different runs and stuff like that, and I would just push through, like shin splints and aching arches and all that stuff. I'm still going too fast. So right now, I walk more, you know, but I'm still a runner. You know, I'm still a runner, and I'm not having shin splints, and I'm going faster and further than I have ever comfortably. And I think a lot of the brain has to do with it and slowing down. So maybe if you slow down and just deal with being a walker, a run jogger for a little while, a walk jogger for a while.
That's well, I have for the last 2 years. That's what I've been doing. So in January will mark 2 years that I've been going to Orange Theory. It was the best decision that I made.
Yeah.
That I've made in a long time. And I think it was one of the best decisions because I have not quit on myself.
Yeah.
In that area. And I quit on myself in every area possible, which is what the blog was about last night. So, which I hated that I put it out so late. So if you haven't had a chance, go back and read it. Because the chicken, he really was putting out some effort. Yeah.
Yeah. In the midst of the roaster.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So,
yeah.
What did you kind of had some thoughts about something you wanted to bring up this week?
Yeah. So I was talking to a friend this week, and no, it was cold. I'm not drinking. It's fine. And there was only like that much left in it anyway. So I was talking to a friend this week, and we were talking about just kind of in all honesty, it was an injustice that was done to me probably a year ago or so when I was in my healing process, and I didn't realize what was going on at the time. And anyway, she was sharing with me some things that is happening for someone else that's in the same situation, and they're getting treated a little bit differently. And I was like, what? Because that was not offered to me, and it was just kind of it hurt. And I will never, and she wasn't meaning, she was just, you know, filling me in on, you know, the progress of this other person. I just remember she said, stop, how do you feel right now? Because my personality type is, I'm a spin doctor. So you tell me devastating news, and I'm just going to be like, okay, it's fine. This is why this is called It's Fine. Is because we both have the same personality type, and we'll spin it. So, okay, we're on the Titanic. Okay, well, let's rearrange deck chairs, and let's just make everybody comfortable because, you know, and we're just trying to rearrange deck chairs on the Titanic all the time. We're going to spin it. And generally when I hear information that is sad or whatever, I hear it, and then I'm like, well, that's okay. you just lost your job. Oh, well, that's okay. I've been wanting to write a book anyway, so I'll just have time to write a book. And, well, you're not going to have any income. You know what? God's going to provide. It'll be fine. God's bigger than all of this. It's going to be good. Which the thing is that all those things are true, and all those things are helpful. The problem is that this is the beginning. You lost your job, and this is the end. You don't have an income, or you might want to write a book, whatever. But the middle, what's in the middle? We just jump to the positivity rather than sit in the sadness of it and say, man, that really sucks.
Yeah.
I lost my job. But you know what? And then it's, I really did want to write a book, or, God will provide for me. Something will come up. But we've got to have that middle part. And I don't know if you guys are like that or not. But we both are. And so I'm listening to my friend tell me about this situation, and how honestly I got gypped. And I sat there and I was like, well, in my mind I'm like, well, that's great for her, this other person, that she's getting treated well, and this is great. And she stopped me and she said, no, how are you really feeling? And I was like, it's fine. And then it was like, and she's like, no, because she knows me. And I was like, okay, so. It was like, it's not a big deal. I promise it's fine. I'm just kidding. So anyway, she stopped me and was like, seriously, let's sit in this for a second. And it stopped me. I'm so glad that I have people in my life that know my path and know my way of dealing, so that they can stop me and help me find health in those moments. And so I was able to recognize that she recognized this was something that I needed to attend to. So therefore I should acknowledge that it's something that I should attend to. So basically my answer was, I feel gypped. However, I am really grateful for the path that not getting that thing set me on, because God has preserved me all this time. And I let her know I was going to have to sit with the grief later, when we weren't sitting in a public place. So I did that. I went home and, I just talked to God about, how it wasn't fair. It's just not fair. And then I allowed him to remind me of, had I gotten the thing that wasn't fair, had I gotten the fair thing, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I am so grateful that I am where I am today. And so that was a really great exercise for me this week, to just stop and sit in the ugly for a minute and then find the positive in it, rather than going straight from, fatal diagnosis to, it's fine, God's going to heal me, everything's going to be great. Instead it was, well, let's mourn this for a minute, and then we can find, Jesus in it. But when we're mourning, Jesus is finding us in it. So it was a great thing for me to exercise this week.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Well, it's got me thinking, and this is me externally processing, but it makes me think about, okay, so fatal diagnosis, where does your mind go? So we try to avoid pain as humans, like we just skirt through it with distraction or humor or whatever, or spinning it like you were talking about. But so at what point, and this is just conversation at this point, almost rhetorical question, at what point do we take our thoughts captive and make them obedient to Christ? And then I'm thinking, well, the whole time, even still in that painful, sitting in that painful, that painful area. And so identifying, like, yes, this hurts like hell. This sucks, and this is just bleh. But, I know that God is with me, and these are what hurts. This is what I'm mourning. This is what I feel like I'm losing. This is what I feel is unfair. This is where it hurts the most. And really, like, for me, going through those avenues in a healthy way, helping process, not allowing myself to spiral.
Right.
Because that's when the thoughts are not taken captive and making them obedient to Christ. But even Christ, was sad. He cried. We know that. And he just felt all those feelings that aren't always happy, pleasant, go-lucky feelings. And then that's when healthy, moving to the other end of the spectrum happens. So that's just really good.
Yeah.
It's good. Good realness. another, I don't know, kind of what we talked about, or what I said I wanted to talk about, was just some more of that. Just taking those thoughts captive. And I didn't realize how much I didn't do that. I know I've talked about that from day one.
Yeah.
Day one, I think I've always known that I had just a really wrecked self or inner voice, inner critic was taking too much of my attention away. But this week has been just that other side of it. And I almost wonder, with the scale not moving for me, but then I'm happy because of these other things, is it me being a spin doctor? Is it me? I love that example, by the way, don't you guys? Like, rearranging the chairs on the Titanic. But I'm like, there is the other side of it. There is that positive thinking. There is that positive self-talk. That is, maybe God's plan for me isn't to hit my weight goal in the time that I think I have to, but really just knowing and staying present in the moment. Because, like, for example, last night, Jose and I had a kind of an impromptu date. Like, it wasn't planned. It just happened. We didn't have our kids. And a few weeks ago, he tried to take me out for sushi, and the place was closed. And we could have gone to the one out in Moore, but that was too far of a drive for us where we were. So we actually went and had sushi last night, which rice is not, rice is like, white rice is like a carb. It's like one, it's like carbs. But we had sushi, and I was fine with it. And then, safe place, can we be real?
Absolutely.
And then we went to Camps and had a cupcake. We shared when they're gargantuan cupcakes. But hold on, Groupon's letting Shannon know that she could save money.
Groupon always lets me know.
Groupon, you and Groupon are like,
Me and Groupon, I've
bae.
only bought one in my entire life. But go ahead.
Bae, Groupon is bae. But anyway, so we shared this cupcake, and I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I'm not going to feel guilty about this. I don't know. Like, my goals are my goals, but then this time with my husband, and this is what we're doing. But I was very present. I wasn't saying, oh, I'm so stressed out, I need a cupcake. Oh, I'm so mad, or I deserve this because whatever. Like, I don't feel like I did any of that.
Or I hate myself so much while I'm eating this.
Right. Or I'm never going to have this again, so I have to have it now. That's me. I'm fatalist thinking. I'm never going to have it, so go ahead and eat it all now.
We're extreme.
I live on the ends. But anyway, so it just was enjoyable. And to be honest with you, because he got lemon, I got chocolate, and so we split them in half and shared. It wasn't...
I love lemon. I love chocolate.
The icing was really good, but the cupcake itself wasn't that great, so I didn't finish that. And the chocolate chips were good, but the cupcake itself tasted like foam. It wasn't even good. But I know in my fatalist thinking, like, I'm never going to have one ever again because I'm on a diet, I would have just finished it because I was never going to have one again. But that's how that's what's changing up here.
So you could walk away from it.
I did walk away from it. I ate some stuff, and what I ate, I wasn't going to feel guilty about.
Yeah.
And so then this morning I woke up, and I went for a run, like I talked about, and used to be, what I would have done is pushed it, been beating myself up in my head. I have to, because I had the sushi and the cupcake, and I would have hated the whole time. I would have walked away, like, mentally beat up because I was beating myself up, trying to do it as a punishment rather than something I enjoy doing. But ultimately, because I was happier and I felt more accomplished, then I succeeded in that run. Is this making sense?
It totally makes sense.
Because just, I don't know. That's why I used to hate exercise.
You were released from the bondage.
For sure. And I'm just like,
freedom.
Heard that remapping. Oh, no, we're not remapping.
Today's freedom. Freedom is the name of the game today.
Maybe freedom is remapping.
You only get freedom from remapping. But bam!
Okay, or you remap from a place of freedom.
What?
Maybe you remap from a place of freedom. It could be
Does the egg come first or the chicken?
You know what I like?
What?
I like scrambled eggs with cheese and toast with butter.
I like mine mixed in with grits. Cheese grits. Don't look at me like that. I can see you in the camera.
Ow. Grits are ow. Anyway. So, how about, hey, what are you grateful for this week?
Oh my gosh, y'all. I am so, you know what I mean this from the depths from my toenails all the way up.
So dramatic.
All the way up to this. This is the tallest point on my body right now. I am so grateful for healing. Because I was just sharing with Tasha that I had a moment this week where, some scars from my past came out with my ex-husband, just having to deal with some things. You just shove that crap down, and then, you spin it. It was fine. It's fine. It's all fine. And it came out in counseling this week with my husband because we're learning how to communicate with one another because our personalities are so different. And anyway, I didn't realize how much all those events had affected me until my husband said something. We were laying in bed, we were shutting down for the night, ready to close our eyes, and he said something about how excited he was to go pick out a Christmas tree. Something so benign. And all of a sudden, I just started crying. And he's like, are you crying? And I was like, it was bad. Snot, all the things. And he was able just to lay there and just listen to me talk about all the things, the wounds, just the wounds that, had been part of my life for 24 years, honestly. And he just held me, and I was able just to get it all out. And I woke up the next morning feeling like 10 times lighter. There has been so much healing from my past relationship that I've found in my current relationship. And it's like, I feel like God just sent this man to me just so that, not only to love me for the rest of my life and for me to love for the rest of my life, or his life, but to help me work through some of this stuff, because I'm helping him work through some stuff too. There's so much healing in relationship if you do it right. I love it.
That is the gospel. There's healing in relationship. Just saying.
Good news.
Good news.
What about you? Tell me something good.
Okay, so I actually thought about this last night because I was just like,
We don't need to hear about this.
about chicken. No, that's so wildly inappropriate.
I don't know what's wrong. Go
I
ahead.
was going to say I'm so thankful for. It's a story-ish, but I'm gonna go there real quick. So my 3-year-old, so the kids go to bed, right? And there's sometimes that I'll take a shop. I'm a personal shopper. I'll take a shop at night and go. I'll be gone, and then Jose will put them to bed, the kids to bed, and then when I come home, I'll give them hugs and kisses and say goodnight. So anyway, kids go to bed, and I come in to see if they're still awake so I can say the goodnight. So Elijah, the 3-year-old, he gets in his bed, his little toddler bed, and he just waits. And he has the noisemaker on, lights off, the fans on, and stuff like that, and he just waits. When I get home, the big kids are like, Mommy, come give me a hug and kiss, whatever. Or they'll get out of bed or whatever, but not Elijah. He stays in his bed. So I always go in there, the room's dark, and so my eyes are usually adjusting to the light, and he's dark, he's like my skin color. So when he smiles, I can see his little teeth, right? It's so cute. So he goes, and he waits for me, and I go in there, and then when he sees me, the smile, and then his arms go up like he wants a hug. And I'm like, ugh. So I melt, right? I melt. And so then I go to hug his little body, like in his toddler bed, and he's still smiling, and then my eyes are starting to adjust. And then he always, touches my cheek. So he'll, hug me and be like, and it's kind of weird. It seems creepy, but he, touches my cheek, and sometimes he touches my nose, and he goes, Mommy, your hair's crazy. And I'm just like... Never grow up. You know what I mean? So that thing. And so I was telling Jose about it, and I love that. And I remember Isaiah, the 10-year-old, when he was kind of around that age or whatever. And then Ari, she's our 12-year-old, and I'm just like, this is the age. I want to kill myself. I want to pull my hair out a lot of times, but then other times it's just they're so sweet. And they just love. They love. And I love that. I'm grateful for that. For right now, those little moments in the midst of the crazy. Yeah. So
with little ones, it's like sometimes you could just eat them up, and then other times you wish you did.
And spit them out because they are foul. So anyway, that's
Yep.
I don't know. There's not a word for that, but I'm thankful for that. I love
It's
her.
gratefulness for your little tykes.
Little tykes, yeah.
Yeah.
Prish. I'm probably grateful for them right now because they're not home.
Preach.
So anyway, all right.
Yeah.
Well, are we good?
We're good.
Okay.
It's gonna be fine, everybody.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be
fun.
fun.
You wanted me to say it, so it wasn't distracting.
Life isn't perfect, but your outfit can be.
Which mine's not because it's just a t-shirt and leggings.
I'm glad I didn't take that foot in the face.
Leggings.
I was worried for a second. Now I'm really worried.
All right.
All right.
See y'all on the flip
Bye,
side.
guys.